And again, another one bites the dust. How many videos am I going to have to make to tell you, if you don't look like me, but you think because you're not black, it's not going to happen to you? It's going to happen to you. And the irony is your proximity to whiteness is never going to save you, and the call is always going to come from inside the house. Let's not forget that just a week and a half ago, they found a 19-year-old Latino boy hanging outside of a police department in Washington, D.C. We will never like you. We will never accept you. We will use you. We will abuse you. And then we will toss you aside. She's a dead woman walking. If she'll get drunk and get on Instagram on somebody else's page and talk like this, do you imagine what she says within the police department with other officers? So now they're thinking if she'll yap, she'll yap. So we need to worry about that. We'll never protect you. We'll never choose you. And you are not safe with us.
Latinos, especially Latinos from Texas, you better start learning your history. This is your history, by the way. This is what your family went through. Now, I know it's easier to pretend things didn't happen. And before you say, oh, well, that was a long time ago. 1929 is not a long time ago. This is when your grandparents were born. This photo was taken in 1967. Your parents were born during this time. Because the only reason that your grandparents and your parents did not teach you Spanish was survival. Pure survival. They didn't teach you their culture because of survival. You, on the other hand, don't need to do any of these things. Now, I understand that some of this might just be generational ignorance, not knowing your history, and some of that is not your fault. But Google, ChatGPT, Claude, libraries, Amazon, Barnes & Noble are available to you. You need to learn your history. Nobody is going to open that book for you. And I get it. I'm a Latina from Texas that didn't know how bad it was. But you're not going to tell me that none of that 55% of Latino men and 38% of Latino women aren't regretting your vote. And it's because you don't understand media literacy, you don't understand your history, you don't understand the history of the civil rights movement. You want to say you're an American, that you're not Mexican, you're not Colombian, you're not, you're not from that country, you're an American. Well, learn the history of how Latinos have been treated in the big old United States of America. But nobody can teach you to be curious, and in the big old 2026, not knowing this is on you. On you.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, Rakwakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and shalom to mighty Akim Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this, and this is kind of funny because apparently a bunch of Hispanics think that they can pass off as Edomites when, the history, a part of the history to that comes from, in general, when after these Israelites were conquered, what would happen was they would be assimilated into the culture. And what that means is that when they were assimilated, they were basically forbidden from practicing their heritage, practicing their culture. They were barred from knowing, from learning. Like, say for example, if a kid grew up with their parents speaking Spanish, for example, just for an example, only Spanish, because the parents only know Spanish, then the Edomites would take the kids, to give them to another family, and then they would teach them English. And they said, if I catch you speaking Spanish, I'm gonna beat your ass and stuff like that. And that was basically what they did in order to indoctrinate them and fill their mind with the new with the new doctrine and assimilate them. And then on top of that, as time goes on, because obviously they didn't look like so-called Edomites at the time. They looked darker, and as time went on, through the whole thing where the boys would get with Edomite girls, the girls would just go be with these Edomite men and stuff like that, because they literally just did not have a choice. As a result of that, what would happen would be that the kids, the offspring, would obviously end up looking lighter. So as a result of the offspring being lighter, then that's what you get, the end result being so-called Latinos looking as they do now, which perfect example being her. All right, she kind of does look like she could pass off as an Edomite. Now let's just stick to the topic. Basically, as a result of this, you have a misconception, a misunderstanding from people in general that think that they can pick and choose what they want to identify as, when that is not the reality. The reality of it is that you are whatever Esau deems you to be, which is, in all honesty, most of the time it's your appearance, and if it's not your appearance, it is it's basically your appearance is at the end of the day, because if you look so-called black, okay, well then you're gonna be persecuted as a so-called black person. Or if you look so-called Hispanic or whatever, well you're still gonna be persecuted as a Hispanic. And the only race, the only ethnicity that is protected is obviously going to be the other Edomites. Okay, and that's the reality of it, where you cannot be expecting them, because very clearly they do not care about peace, cohabitation, and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, this is the devil that you're talking about. Okay, the devil lies, cheats, steals, does all this stuff, and were you to have expected anything else from him? Which is why you see what he's doing right now. Alright, so with that being said, let's continue on and get these precepts. Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children. Let me start over. Ezekiel 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Basically, the thing here is that the Israelites, or not the Israelites, the Edomites have a perpetual hatred, and obviously I would hope you would know what perpetual means, but perpetual basically means like always there, always present. It's like I don't know, we are perpetually I don't know, human, whatever. Oh, all right. And the thing here is that, or we're perpetually breathing, all right, until it stops. But anyway, the main thing is that the Esau's perpetual hatred, it is always there. He always hates us. He's always going to do that. And even with these, well, maybe not always, because obviously some Edomites are actually Israelites. Some Edomites are not necessarily Edomites, or just because they look like a so-called white person, it doesn't mean that they are. As I had explained with the whole assimilation thing, when the boys had eventually gotten with, after being assimilated, they got with the Edomite girls and all that stuff, and they had kids, then those kids would get with other Edomites and stuff like that, and then you would get these people that are like Blake Griffin, Steph Curry, and whatnot. All right, those are the perfect examples where not always are the kids gonna look dark skin or easily discernible to be an Israelite. All right. Anyway, the thing here is that for these Edomites, you have this person, you have this girl or whatever that thinks that she is, oh, I'm with the police, or the police, we're cool, we're fine, we're this and the third, when no, that's not how things are. All right. Now, John 15:19, if you were of the world would love his own, but because you are not of the world, I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And this is the end result of it, where you just can't escape that, where Esau, he just despises you, he despises us. So as a result of his hatred towards us, we're just literally waiting for Yahawadah to deliver us. All right. But at the same time, this world wickedness does not mix with righteousness. So as a result of that, we being Israelites, we are, and us being Israelites and Esau being the devil, all right, us being two separate people, all right, us being two separate people, as a result of that, that is just how we just cannot live together. All right. So as a result of that, that is where Slocky, I'm gonna stop saying that. So basically, that means that we can never live together peacefully. All right. Yet that's what Esau basically forced us to do, making this bullshit ass America with melting pot and all that stuff. All right. Which we see how it's not fair. Although we're here, we're forced to live here. A lot of us are, but because we're forced to in this situation, all right, we don't have any other option, we don't have any other choice. But still, at the end of the day, you see so many different subsections of people, saying, oh man, I hate these black people, I hate black people, like all these different ethnicities, all these people, they just hate not just Jake, but one another, because it doesn't just stop at warring with race wars with the Israelites. It extends further, because this is the most combative, antagonistic place ever. I think I don't even know how to say it, because not only do you have that, but you also have the right wing, left wing, and all that stuff, where Esau is even divided amongst himself. So yet, how can that kingdom stand? Micah chapter 2 verse 10: Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction. And this is the thing here, where we are in this polluted and wicked society, where for us, we are in this polluted and wicked society, where for us, we don't want to, build in Esau society. We want to build with Yahawadah, building the kingdom. But yet, you have people like the woman that was in this video. They want to build in Esau's society. They want to build in Esau's kingdom, where that is not good. That's not sustainable. All right. Even with the whole credit system, they want you to be in debt. They want you to be reliant on him. They want you to owe money to him, make him richer. All right, rather than owning your own stuff. Yet, you rather than just keeping things fair and all that stuff, this society is meant to enslave us. All right. Continuing on, Sirach chapter 6 verse 8: For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And this is absolutely true. All right, you have these people that they pretend that they're friends, or they pretend like we're a team, we're this, then the third, and all that stuff. But we're a team and all that stuff. But in actuality, as soon as something bad happens, then that's when they say, okay, well, I'm leaving you, or I'm leaving you to the wolves and stuff like that. And then you're left hanging. You're thinking like, oh, I thought that this was my friend, I thought that we were cool and all that stuff. But in actuality, no, it's just there for now. It's like, oh, you're convenient for now, but when you run out of your utility, then I'm just gone. All right, and that's what Esau does, where they're friends with you, they're okay with being around you sometimes. All right, but then their true colors show. So with that, praise system was edifying. We give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great most notable, Shalom.